This is Burhi 1, the forest in which Anand had the dream of the Buddha's death. Folks, this is Burhi 1. Burhi 1 means the old forest in Vaishali. So this is the forest in which Anand had the dream that the Buddha would die, folks. And folks, this is the place where he had that dream. Now, how I came to this conclusion that this is the forest, Burhi 1. 1 means forest. 1 means forest. And how I came to this conclusion that this is the exact forest where Anand dreamt of the Buddha's death. To understand this, you will have to view the video till the end. Okay, now folks, now that I have told you, shown you where Chak Mehro is, where Mara asked where the Buddha, when he would die, and the Buddha predicted his own death. And then I showed you Chak Munni, where the Buddha used to stay, because it was in the name of the girl who presented him the grove. Now, Burhi 1 is next to Chak Munni and Chak Mehro, where he predicted his own death. Burhi 1 is the forest where your Anand went and retired, and he had a horrible dream in which he dreamt that the Buddha died, got his Mahaparinirvana. He dreamt of a huge tree shading everything that was below it, that is the Buddha, and then a storm comes and blows the tree away. He is very worried, folks. That is Burhi 1. And Burhi 1 is again in the Buddha's Mahaparinirvana. After Nadika, he goes to, and after having a feast in Amrapali's home, he goes and to this Burhi 1, and he stays in a tiled roof, in a house with a hall with a tiled roof. And over there he preaches before he travels on to what the Buddhists call Bandagama, that is Bhatgaon. Bhatgama. So folks, Burhi 1 is the place where Anand dreamt the Buddha's death. He goes back to the Buddha and he tells the Buddha about this dream. The Buddha says, look, I have predicted my death to Mara, but there is no turning back. However much the Anand pleaded, he just refused. He said, look, I asked you thrice about my lifespan, but you failed to reply because you are too interested in admiring Mara. So now, the chance you have lost. Now I have promised Mara, I have told him about my Mahaparinirvana, my death. I mean about the Buddha's death. So, there is no turning back, folks. So, Burhi 1 is the place where Mara dreamt the Buddha's death. You can check it out. What Zhang Zhang says, I will show it to you. And then you can see the satellite picture and then the video of the forest itself. It is still a small forest of mango groves. Now that I have shown you Chak Mehro, where the Buddha predicted that he would die in 3 months, and Mara, hearing it, was rejoiced and departed. Now let's see what happens in the... Anand has gone, while Anand was away in the forest, Mara confronted the Buddha and asked him when he would die. And Buddha predicted it. So let's see what Anand experienced in the forest. Meantime, Anand is in the wood, suddenly had a strange dream, and coming to Buddha, he told it to him, saying, I was in the wood when I beheld in my dream a large tree whose branches and leaves in their luxuriance cast a grateful shadow beneath, when suddenly a mighty wind arose which destroyed and scattered the tree and its branches without having a mark, leaving a mark behind. Oh, forbid it that the Lord is going to die. My heart is sad and worn. Therefore I have come to ask you if it be or not. So, while Mara was questioning the Buddha, Anand was having this dream in the wood that there was a tree in which the people lived in his shade. That is the Buddha's shade. One day a storm comes and blows the tree away. So this is a sort of ominous dream, telling Mara about the Buddha, telling Anand about the Buddha's death. So he comes and tells the Buddha this dream. So this is, folks, Burhi 1. Just see, it has to be next to Chak Mehro, where the Buddha was questioned by Mara. So let's see the satellite picture where Burhi 1 is. So folks, here you have Chak came, Chak Mehro. Chak Mehro is where Mara asked the Buddha when he would die. Folks, this is Burhi 1. Burhi 1. This is Ban means forest. This is the old forest. Folks, the name is there, the forest is here. It is just next to Chak Mehro up here. This is the forest, Burhi 1. So, but the name, see, these are villages putting in names. They don't know how to handle their laptops or computers. They write something and it pops up somewhere else. So that is Burhi 1. It is here, just next to Chak Mehro. So folks, this is the forest in which even today it's a forest. I mean, there are a lot of trees. It isn't a forest, but there are a lot of trees. And this is where Anand had the dream of the Buddha's impending death. Check out the pictures of the forest of Burhi 1. And especially now this forest is very important, because this forest takes a part in the Mahaparinirvana story. Because the Buddha, after having food in Amrapali's place, comes and stays here in a tiled roof house. In a tiled roofed house, those days even tiled roofs were unique. So he stays in a tiled roof house and he preaches up here, after which he goes to Bandagama, folks. So this is thing. And about this forest, the authenticity of this, that this is the forest, Burhi 1, the name is there, it was next to the monkey pond, which I showed you in a previous video, folks. Next to the monkey pond, folks. See, this is you can see the pond. This is the monkey pond. It is just next to Burhi 1, around 2 kilometers, 1.5 kilometers to the east, folks. That is Burhi 1, and this is the one up here, and this is of course the monkey pond. So folks, this is according to Buddhist texts. So check out the pictures of the forest. Okay folks, I am in Burhi 1. See this 5-headed god. It has got 5 animal heads in Burhi 1, folks. 1 is a forest. 1, and this is the Burhi 1 means the old forest. The old forest. How it got its name, the old forest, I don't know. But this is the forest in which Anand has the dream of the Buddha's impending death. Basically, now why I chose this place, I have showed you in the satellite pictures. I have read out Zhang's story. So, why I have chosen it is close to Chak Mehro. Burhi is close to Chak Mehro, where Anand had gone to the forest to relax, taking advantage of, and he had left the Buddha alone. So taking advantage of that, Mara went and questioned the Buddha about his death, at which the Buddha gave his prediction. So, folks, the forest in which Anand dreams of the Buddha's death should be close to Chak Mehro, and this Burhi one is close to Chak Mehro, is just 1.5 kilometers away. But now it looks long because the railway line has come in between the two places, Burhi one and Chak Mehro. So, folks, this is your Burhi one where Anand saw the dream of the Buddha's impending death. This is a very important part of the Mahabharata story of the Buddha. So, folks, if you found this video educative, don't forget to like and follow my page Buddha Exhume and subscribe to it. And don't forget to tell your friends and relatives about this video and this